Hello, everybody. My name is Kari Maaren, and I'm here to continue a tradition that I started. Well, it's not a very old tradition. It's only a couple of years old, and I've only done it once before, but still, I started it a couple of years ago. And this is my tradition of when I create a book and I get the advanced reader copies and they arrive in the mail, I unbox them in front of a camera. And the last time I did this was with my my comic book, which you can actually see back there. It's a giant collection of comics. It's absolutely huge. Oh, my little coloring fell down. It's absolutely huge, and I got the advanced copies in the mail. And I had a friend come and film me unboxing them, and we did the whole thing. We did the unboxing, and when we were finished, we discovered she'd forgotten to turn the camera on. So we did it again, except the box was already open and it had lost a little bit of its oomph. So this time I have definitely turned the camera on. It's on, and I've got my scissors and I've got my giant box. So let's do this thing and we'll take a look. This is exciting because this is a novel. It's my first novel from Tor. It's called Weave a Circle Round. And the box is coming up there. Lots of tape. Big box. Woo. Okay. We've got these things in paper. Alright. And cardboard. Lots and lots of cardboard. Oh my goodness, so much cardboard. So anybody need some cardboard? And we have the books. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of them in here. Oh, look at that. This is my novel. It is my first novel from Tor. It is called Weave a Circle Round. This is the uncorrected advanced reading copy, not for sale, but it's pretty. Look at the cover. Look at it. It's pretty. So I'm very excited because this is, again, my first novel, and I've never had anything like this before I've got the giant comic book, but this is smaller. So let's do a little bit of reading of the cover, because why not? That's the fun of this. So on the cover, on the back, we have, as usual, we've got a blurb, and we've got some little blurbs from people who read the book ahead of time. So here is the blurb describing what the book is about. Freddie Duchamp doesn't want to seem weird. Her family makes that difficult, though. Her deaf stepbrother Roland's a major geek, and her genius little sister Mel wants to be an amateur sleuth. All Freddie wants is to survive high school. Yeah, don't we all? Then, two extremely odd neighbors move in next door. That always screws everything up. I mean, you don't want the weird neighbors to... Well, maybe you do want the weird neighbors to move in because your life is normal, and then the weird neighbors come and your life becomes less normal. So what happens next? Lachance and Josiah definitely aren't normal. Hurrah. Neither is their house, which defies the laws of physics. The best houses do that. Neither is Freddie's situation when she suddenly finds herself stuck thousands of years in the past with her very, very weird neighbors. And that's only the beginning. Dum dum dum. Discover your inner child once again in this debut fantasy adventure for fans of Madeline L'Engle, Diana Wynne Jones, and E.L. Konigsberg, whose name I'm probably mispronouncing, but I like her, that writer. Okay, so I am having a bit of a sniffle fit here. It's allergy season, but let's see what some of these people say about this. So I adored this brilliant book. Charles DeLint. Thank you, Charles DeLint. Deeply engaging, wildly imaginative, and frequently mind-bending. And that's from Bruce Coville. And so thank you, Bruce Coville. Maaren understands the power of stories. Marie Brennan. Yay. It's exciting to see what other people have to say about your book. It's exciting. A delightful debut sure to enchant older adults. Sorry, not older adults. Young adults. And older ones. I am reading things wrong. Elizabeth Hayden. And on the front, we also have another one. I'd have loved this book when I was 12, and I love it now. Joe Walton. And there's more inside. They just put the blurbs. I mean, why not? I will read you some more blurbs. This novel deserves to become a YA classic. Juliette Marillier. Kari Maren's witty, cliche-skewering debut novel is a vivid picture of a blended family in turmoil, an intricate temporal puzzle box, and a grand adventure. A.M. Della Monica. A trope-defying, endlessly entertaining romp, Maren's wry sense of humor and crisp prose make this refreshing tale of destinies gone haywire an absolute must-read. Charlene Challenger, I know her, I'm calling her Charlene. Charlene Challenger. And Impossible Sand, Unfinished Poems, Vikings, Borks, Dangerous Deities, Grade 9. Freddie Duchamp encounters all of these and more in the headlong adventure. This is a wonderful debut novel. I can't wait for Maren's next, and that's from Caitlin Sweet. So people are saying nice things, which is always appreciated. This is my bio. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. It's on the back of the. Kari Maaren is a Toronto area writer, award-winning musician and cartoonist, and academic. This is her first novel, so I'm gonna have to add to that eventually. Someday that will be bigger. I promise. And yeah, this is my book, and there's words inside it. There's no pictures because it's a word book, not a picture book. And why don't I end this long video by actually opening the book at random to somewhere near the beginning, so I'm not spoiling anything, and reading a short passage. I have no idea what this is going to turn up. It could be great, it could be ridiculous. So okay. All right, we're in the high school. We're in the high school now, so nothing magical is going to happen at the moment. But let's do band class. This is Freddie is in band class. This is the first day of school in September, and her weird neighbor Josiah is turning up in all her classes. It always happens, doesn't it? The weird neighbor always turns up in your classes. So this is her final class of the day. 40 minutes later, when Josiah strolled into the band room, Freddie had become resigned to the fact that he was going to be everywhere this year. It was with a dreamy sense of inevitability that she watched him demonstrate to Miss Baines that he could play the trombone competently, if a bit mechanically. Freddie played the flute herself, along with 7 other girls and Hubert. Hubert just sort of existed, though most of the school tried to pretend he didn't. There were 5 minutes left in the class, and Freddie was thinking longingly of her bedroom and the dresser with which she intended to block the door to it, when a voice said into the pause left by the utter collapse of the music, "The only time I ever heard a less beautiful noise was in Russia at the bottom of a mine shaft just before a mountain fell on my head. Of course that sounded like the earth shrieking in unbearable agony." Freddie wondered if she was going to have to invent a word for the bemused silence that tended to result every time Josiah opened his mouth. Chin, who sat next to Freddie, leaned over and whispered, "Who's he?" Freddie shrugged and hoped her face hadn't gone too red. "Oh, look at the time," said Miss Baines. "Pack up, everybody." Freddie was sneakingly certain Miss Baines was grateful to Josiah for bringing the class to a halt. She had heard last year that Miss Baines had perfect pitch and talked a lot about wishing not to teach high school band classes anymore. "My flute is a mustache! Look, guys, it's a mustache! Look at my big silver mustache!" Hubert was saying off on another plane of reality. Freddie only dimly registered the moment he dropped the flute on the floor. On her way out of the classroom, Freddie saw Keith, who had grown so unexpectedly huge over the summer that he was threatening to dwarf his baritone tuba, bump into Josiah, sending him stumbling into the wall. It could have been an accident, but this was school. Freddie ducked her head and walked back to her locker without making eye contact with anybody. And that is my not very brave heroine, Freddie. Okay, so I have unboxed these books, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. There's 10 of them, I believe. So I've got 10 copies of this not quite. And I'm sticking tape all over them. No! 10 copies of my advanced reader copy, and I'm very excited. And the book isn't coming out until November the 28th, so this is very early to be this excited, but I am. And so thank you for watching if you were strange enough to watch that. Oh my god, it's been going for 10 minutes now, so this is a ridiculously long video. But alright, bye, and see you next time something exciting happens.